playing game.
Tom. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank whoever set up the table here to honor my request to seat me as far away from Henry as possible. Thank you.
Why do they do that?
Henry, he's a germaphobe. He's like Howie Mandel. He doesn't like people near him. So I play Happy, the school janitor, who is a person. Are you meeting Maloney again? I just want to do the Sarah Palin squint and smile to everybody out there. Happy is of uncertain foreign descent and is constantly muttering to himself in some crazy double speak. We don't know, Henry. That's for season 4. That eye is going to be done in season 4. But he always looks angry and he's always muttering to himself, and it always seems like he's plotting a terrorist act, basically. And there's a BBC narrator, also played by me, who kind of translates for him, and it's never as nefarious as it sounds. Gee, those corn dogs for lunch look very delicious.
Yeah, if that joke works, please write to Fox immediately, because that's been one of the struggles. Because we love this interpreter joke, that every time he says something, it's also him talking on top of it. But they've only seen it in animatic, which is that early stage where it's almost like a slideshow of these still pictures, and everyone's just been baffled by these two voices at the same time.
But when you see it,
so write those letters. It worked so well for Arrested Development.
Now, Mitch, what do you like about the medium of animation, and what is the biggest challenge for you working in this new medium for you?
Wow, I really like it. It's, you know, in many ways, we were trying to do with Arrested what The Simpsons had done with animation. I mean, The Simpsons is such a brilliant show, and you know, the technology when Arrested came around was the first show that I'd ever done with HD cameras, and that allowed us to really get outside and play and do quick cuts and that kind of thing. But we were still really limited by just practicality. You know, how we can't get to a coffee shop this week, and is there another place to put the joke and that kind of thing. So I mean, I guess I would say I like what everybody likes about animation, which is that you can do anything, you can go anywhere. As a writer has been in this field for a while, I've just never really had this kind of freedom. And I also have to say, I personally just like these kinds of challenges, trying something new. And as we all find, as you get older, people do try to, you know, it's where how you make your money is by doing what you just did. And television in particular really traffics in repeating oneself. And it's kind of my least favorite thing to do creatively. So I really enjoyed this. I've learned so much from Josh. And I feel like the show in many ways is a combination of live action and animation, just like the look of it is. You know, we kind of split up the writing staff, more you know, your guys probably than my guys, but so I don't know, I find it delightful, and I also like you know what else I really like is how many times you can go back to it. I thought I would dislike that. I thought I would find that, you know, we're just getting the first ones back now, and it's 6 or 8 months later. And it's just such a treat to get another shot at putting something funny in there. You know, we had to cram on that stuff for that show. But yeah, so it's terrific. I mean, I love it.
Josh, how do you find the voice of the show? You know, what kind of other shows does it remind us of, or remind you of? You know, what is the kind of inspiration?
It's really its own thing. That's what it is. It's like
do you have like pop culture references in it, and do you have like pop culture riffs, or it's just very character-driven show? Do you think?
Yeah, that's true. It's like part of it is when we first started writing, we had this awesome cast. It's like so with any animated show, you start out with very tacky characters, and we're like Chief Wiggum's just the background. And then even in our shows,
Archetypal kind of,
archetypal characters, and Sue Cessno is the uncaring bureaucratic principal. You've seen that a million times. But when you bring a funny voice like Keenan to it, and he starts ad-libbing, then it goes back to the writer's room, we start writing more to him, and it's like a delightful, vicious circle where different characters evolve from that. I mean, that's what happened on The Simpsons, and I hope it will happen in this show. It already sort of has.
Yeah, in a way, I mean, you know, when Josh was running The Simpsons is when, I mean, as an outsider, it appeared to me that's when that thing really grew as an ensemble, much more than when it started. I know you were on it from the start, but when it was really, oh, you did, season 3. So wait, who are we trying to hire? You were starting on season 3.
Yeah, no, 1. No, I was there.
All right, I'm going to call Matt Groening then.
Yeah.
No, but we were told we have the guy who's rated The Simpsons. We'll talk about your creative process. Sorry. Anyway, I misstated something. You know, I think one of the things that's interesting about it is that we have a large cast, and that. Here's another observation about animation that Kevin Riley, who's now, what's his title, President of Entertainment at Fox? Sure. Yeah, sure. And he said, you know, they'd never done a show, except I guess for yours, that wasn't a family. And one of the reasons they posited that families work in animation is because they're such a shorthand and they're so archetypal in a way, so that you can have Bart. You know, everyone likes to figure out the logic of the stuff after the fact, and we just know The Simpsons is just brilliant and funny. But for Bart to, I mean, for Homer, he's the dad, to strangle Bart. You don't think, oh my God, he's strangling a boy. You know, like there's just the shorthand. Well, it's his son, obviously he loves him. And you get to skip a lot of the stuff that you have to do in live action, explain people's motivations, get them to places. So this was really a departure for them to do a show. First of all, they want to appeal to adults and kids. So maybe, you know, school does that a little bit. But what will be interesting is a lot of different voices and not just, you know, mother, father, 2 kids kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a lot of strangling? Sit down, shut up.
There will be some strangling, but mostly behind the scenes. I wouldn't worry about it.
Will, do you want to talk about working with Mitch and maybe tell us what's going on? Mitch can tell us what's going on with the Arrested Development movie?
Yeah!
Well, we're very pleased to announce.
Don't joke about this.
Oh, then never mind.
We are dangerously close to confirming that we have read the rumors on the internet. Yeah, you feel like you're close to confirming that.
We have got the entire cast willing to make the Sit Down, Shut Up movie.
Yeah.
We'll get back. Want to get back to that?
Yeah, what was the first part?
How do you feel about working with him?
Oh, it's great. It was the movie.
The movie. Here's what's going on with the movie. We've had some trouble. We have people who, you know, unlike animation actually, where you can get the Family Guy cast back together. Everyone goes off and has careers and that kind of thing. So it's been a little challenging to schedule everybody together. And but everyone who's agreed to make this movie has agreed to make this movie. Is that an answer? And we're gonna make a movie. I haven't written it yet, so I'll be accepting pitches.
Excellent.
But it really, I mean, we're determined to do this. It was a great joy and privilege, all kidding aside, to be able to do a show that took risk and with such a wonderful cast and wonderful writers. And so, you know, for us, it's irresistible, I think. And you know, here's an interesting thing about it. When we did the show, one of the things that really I thought made it work was that we didn't hold ourselves up to any standard. I mean, we got a lot of really positive, critical recommendations, but we even kind of ignored those, and we just did what was funny to us. And kind of remained the underdog in a great way. I mean, it was very clear early on we weren't going to be a big hit, and so it really was like a labor of love. And now suddenly there is a bar to hit.
And that underdog position kind of fueled the show. Many times.
Yeah, I think so.
Made its way right, you know, literally into the script.
Yeah. Well, we actually ended up writing the movie Underdog.
Yeah.
which I guess is what you're referring to.
Yeah. I want to get to a little more smoothly.
So I think the key to this is we're going to just